So we're just joining again, part two. We had a little bit of a technical issue there, but we're back. And I was asking Marrtina on, how the ritual master path then, or being a ritual master affected her life, or influenced, or how did it work? Because she was a busy, had a very successful professional life. She was very extremely busy healer and successful healer, had a family life. So how did it all work?
Well, it is, it immediately, on the warrior side, I got a strength that I actually hadn't had before, because in life up until that time, I would say I had allowed life to happen and I had allowed things to happen in my life. But then upon getting that side, as the light flowed into both sides, into both pillars, and I moved more into the middle pillar, I was able to observe, well, actually, I'm doing this, but I'm not doing it 100% by my own choice. I'm not doing it 100% by my own free will. I'm doing it because it's there. I'm doing it because it's happening versus I'm choosing. So that immediately had a very positive effect on my life, because then I started to realize, well, it crosses my path, but I can say no, thank you. And I can choose to say yes today or yes in a week. So my boundaries increased, my clarity in my choices increased. And as a result of that, I actually started to have a lot more balance in pretty much every area of my life, if I'm honest, and I look back at it.
I love that, because I know some people have very fixed ideas about what ritual master is, and oh my goodness, am I, because it's not talked about a huge amount. But that was my uh that was my experience too, that it brought a huge amount of positive things into my life to support me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what, so you have this ritual master and you're experiencing all these positive things. How did you find walking the path? Were there times where you had to overcome obstacles? Was it plain sailing? How did that happen?
Well, if you recall, initially I had felt very called to being a healer, which I then discovered after I had been on the path that was, we could say, my comfort. Whereas the warrior side, that very disciplined life and that clarity, and that I had resisted. So I had to then realize, that that's what I actually needed more of, because I hadn't, for all those years, I hadn't had any of that in my life. So now I actually needed more of it. So then I leant into that side and said, okay, this is now what I'm going to focus on, because I'll actually have more results overall if I have a balance on both sides. And so that, yes, I met resistance every step of the way because it wasn't my natural state. But then as I balanced it, then I could see, oh, look, this is exciting now because something's coming up here. And once I get past this, then I'm going to have a better feeling inside of myself overall. So that's how I managed it, because resistance isn't going to go away. We're in the physical and we're in physical life. And resistance is going to be part of that. And then we've got to make it a good way to face the resistance, rather than we avoid it and we are so far away that we can't face it at all. Because that's what I see a lot in my clients. They know they're resisting it, and then they move so far away from it that now they decide it's impossible to look at it. But it really is possible if you have the tools.
Yeah, I agree. And so sometimes people ask me, "Oh my goodness, how will I have time to do this?" Or, what about the commitment? Because again, people seem to be afraid of this responsibility or commitment or time or money or whatever. And so what would your response be to that, from a walking the ritual master path perspective?
Well, we've got to make the time, because if we don't make the time, then we lose in other areas of our life. So we lose the time, or we lose the energy. If you think about it more as an energy, if I when the alarm goes off the first time in the morning, if I get up and do my exercise, whatever it might be, and plan my meals, then I'll have a better result at the end of the week when I step on the scales. And it's the same with, if I plan what I'm going to do and how I'm going to shop, then I'll end up having more money than if I'm making an emergency decision every day and just running in and getting that one item, when now it's an emergency and I'm not looking at the price. So we can spend the energy one place and save it in another, or we can just manage it all. And that's what I found, is that the path has given me that strength to be able to realize, okay, what's important, what's not important. Yes, I'm going to invest time, but that's going to give me a lot more time overall, because everything is going to be more disciplined, it's going to be more organized, it's going to be more balanced, and I'm not going to live from regret. When I'm living from regret, then that wasted time, I can never get it back. But money I can earn, because I can get up earlier and I can do more things, but time I cannot. And so I've saved more time. If I know somebody's going to say, how is that possible? But let me explain to you. When you know what you want the first time, you spend less money and you don't waste time. And that's what the path overall has helped me, because I don't waste time doing things to experiment anymore. I know this is actually what I want, so let me get it right now. Let me do it the first time.
Yeah, I love that. And I think time, especially in London, I find that time is the biggest thing that people want more of, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our time is very valuable. I think maybe when you hit a certain age, that clicked in for me as well. So yeah, I'm gonna plan, and I'm gonna invest, and investing in tools like the Healers Academy and the Ritual Master program, then they're invaluable, because you have them forever. Your structure is never going to change. You can use these for, if you live to be 100, you live to be 70, you live to be 115, you can use them every day. Your structure won't change. It'll still need to be balanced and centered.
I love it. Thank you so much. Our time went very quickly. And thank you very much for sharing your experience
You're
with
so
us.
welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, everyone. And tune in again soon. Take care.
Bye.